Hey everybody, That Brown Bat back once again for another episode of Bat in the Box. Echo Base. Let's build. Alright, remember last episode we themed all the door pillars or trim to the Stark terrain because we build those double doors, which we're going to have to address soon. But the other ones, because they weren't all double doors, we have to change back to the Death Star terrain decoration that I was using. And the Hoth tunnel. So that's what we got to do right here. And yeah, so that's what this is right here. Fun times. Tedious. Very tedious. And then we have to go to the double doors and address that. Because it's fine to have double doors, but there is no circular door trim in the Echo Base. As far as I can tell, it's all square. One of the things it was requested that I do is have the Empire attack the Rebels. Well, that's great, which I want to have the Empire come in anyway, but they didn't give any of the good guys a fighting chance. The most you can have the good guy NPCs do, except for the shield agents, which maybe I'll use them. But their bullets don't do a lot of damage. Is you can program them against the other team and they'll punch. And you hit them 2 or 3 times and they're dead. They don't have a kill animation, they just disappear. A puff of smoke. Well, there's really no smoke, but it's kind of pathetic. So, on the trim here, we have a snow theme for Simple Toys, and it sort of looks like sort of snow, sort of blown insulation, cottage cheese. And the Hoth decoration right here is mostly ice, so if you can live with it, that's great. If you can't, you'll might be better off changing it to the Death Star one and going all around. If you're cool with it, then yes, because there were frozen doorways in Hoth, so, and there were, I guess, perfectly square ones too. So you're good either way. One of the things that I think is essential to the Hoth is getting that Hoth turret, and the only way to get it is to go back into Rise Against the Empire and beat those particular missions that I need to beat in order to unlock it. So that might be what I do. When? I don't know. Definitely not until we start doing the outer perimeter. And depending on how big this is, the exterior, I'm thinking the exterior is going to be another level. So you'll leave this and then you'll transport to outside, and then you'll see Hoth Base, a mountain or a hill that the doors will open, and you go into that, and then you'll teleport to a new level. Okay. Dealing with the ceiling right here, we're going to do, it's alternating between the cliff or the cave ceiling and the droid factory platform, which has a built-in light fixture. So it's going to be like that, and in between it, of course, is going to be the long block until we get into the issue with Darth Vader. Unless did I already decide to remove him? I can't remember now. So that right there, that the what do you call it? That mezzanine, that overhang. I didn't delete it. I just turned it to something that's flat so I can get those in there, and then we can always go back. Yeah, Vader's still there. We ultimately are going to get rid of him, but I'm not sure when it is I decide that. The only thing that can go with the trigger area, the trick to go inside the boss fight spawner, the only blocks that'll work are standard blocks, which are not the blocks that I want. So I think what we're going to do now is put standard 3x3s in there, which give us an undesired effect. So Vader's going to have to come out eventually. It's fine though, because I have Vader in another spot, and we can put Vader in the entrance somehow, and hopefully he walks forward. I know he'll stand there and won't move if he's that box, that big area, that's supposed to be his main movement area. He will go outside of that, but he doesn't like to. Now, Darth Maul and General Grievous, on the other hand, they don't care about borders. They fill in the gaps with the long, tiny, or the narrow pieces. But I'm right here. I was thinking, okay, the Star-Lord terrain has lights on it, so let's use that, right? I don't think that works. I'm just waiting to see what I do, because I don't remember. I did this a while back. I will, I'll do a recording In case you didn't know this, I'll record for 20 hours straight, and then I have to edit it. And what I've been doing recently is speeding it up, because you really don't get a lot done in an hour. You get a sufficient amount done in 2 hours of building. So you speed it up, and there's your hour. See, that looks so bad. It looks terrible. So we cannot have that. See, this is going to look so much better. We'll just put Vader somewhere else. And hopefully when he spawns in, he won't be a sissy. Yeah, we have tons of rebels to occupy this base. We have General Raikin, which is weird. That's how Princess Leia pronounced it, General Raikin, right? Well, I think that's how she pronounced it, but it's Raikin. So, I don't know. But how many people called her Princess Leia in The New Hope? Princess Leia. Leia. Princess Leia. There's another one. He's not in here. I think it's Bren Durlin. I think it's Major Durlin. He was played by... what is the actor's name? It's been so long. I don't remember the actor's name that played Major Durlin. But he is the same guy that played Cliff Clavin on Cheers. The mailman. Not Riken, but Durlin. And Durlin is not even in the character encyclopedia. He's the one that goes, "All right, to your stations, let's move." That was Cliff Clavin from Cheers. But General Riken, Rebel Commander of Echo Base. So I wonder what happened to him, because he wasn't in Return of the Jedi. He was born on Alderaan, which was Leia's adopted planet. He fought for the Republic in the Clone Wars and became a founding member of the Rebel Alliance. So was he in the Clone Wars series? I'm going to have to watch every single one of those episodes again. Some of them are boring to me. The early ones. Like the first episode. The first episode wasn't boring. It was just weird that the political Asajj versus Yoda, she was trying to kill him, but I don't know, it was more political. It didn't fit how the rest of the series, I guess. I don't know, it was odd, but whatever. But I'm gonna have to watch all of them to see if the Easter eggs and the characters, see if he was actually in the show or not. I don't know. But it says he was, he fought in the Clone Wars and became a founding member of the Rebel Alliance. So what's his first name? Carlist. par list is off-world when the Death Star superweapon destroys Alderaan. Of course, otherwise he'd be dead, right? But this terrible event will haunt the rebel commander even after. Let's see. Yeah, see what happens after Hoth. It doesn't say. It doesn't say what happened to him. But then again, maybe he was in the ground forces on Endor. I don't know. It doesn't say. There's since recording this, I've realized that there's a lot I can do with the rail pieces, the rail slides. So we might be able to use the rail slide. What we need to do is on the walls, we need to get some kind of tubing, and they have that in the interior. So if I can get that to attach to the walls, that'll be great. If not, I can actually probably use rail slides. Thing is, if I get the rail slides in where I want them and you slide on them, you might get stuck. Because those things will take you where you don't want to go if you put them in the wrong places. And if you haven't noticed, the reason why I'm using these platform pieces is because of the lights. The droid ones have wires on the bottom, which we want. And these have circle lights, which sort of are weird. I don't know if I keep them in there. They don't really match. They're too dark. And if I do keep them, if I do keep them in this episode, I'm probably going to change them in a later episode. Yeah, I wanted to see if I use these pillar blocks for light sources. That doesn't work either. We can use the dome pieces, but that sort of looks like if you ever go into a grocery store and see the domes on the ceiling, there's cameras in those, and that's what it looks like if I use a dome. Yeah, use this, dude. Keep these. That fits, that works, keep them. Yeah, see that, to me it looks like Echo Base. The best we have available. So we got to do the medical bay, and that's one of the reasons I'm thinking, why did I do the ceiling? I didn't finish the interiors of the rooms. So we're gonna have to do that. We have this FX droid that should have been in the toy box, and he's not. We do have 2-1B, but if you remember Luke in the Bacta tank, there was a droid that he's seen for a split second, and that droid was FX7. Well, he was an FX7 med droid, so there's multiple FX7. I used to think the FX7, what it says he was in Return to the Jedi. Where? He must have been on the base. I think he was when they were having their briefing. before going to Endor. But I used to think FX7 was the name of the FX droid, like R2-D2. But no, FX7 is the droid. There was an FX9 droid when Vader was put into the suit. I don't know what the difference is, because they look the same to me. But they have all these arms on their side for administering medicine and controls and stuff like that. And the toy, I had the original Kenner toy. I broke the arms off. Yeah, they're just thin pieces of plastic, and I'd lose the lightsabers. So I said, well, this droid just gives us extra lightsabers. I don't know why I thought that, so I destroyed it. Then I ended up ripping the head off and trying to use it for King Arthur's crown. Go figure. That was dumb. Does that work? Oh, I was trying to use the cave. Do I use that? Because I think it does work. Because there are cave tunnels in Rebel Base. I just don't want to have to redo this. I don't think I'm going to redo it. But I should have... I don't know what I was thinking, because I think I'm going to have to rip the ceiling apart in order to work underneath it. But I think it's one of those things, I guess that's what it is. I mean, if we rip it apart, I want to put it back together. It's not a big deal. But I think what it was, the point in time that I did this, I wanted to make sure that it looked right. Because sometimes you need to know if your final result's going to look right. Otherwise, just there's no point in continuing, right? And it does look good. So I was like, I wanted to see what the whole thing looks like, and I'll just get it in camera. Yeah, because you know how the spark mode works, right? When you're in an enclosed space. Yeah, not good. Then again, I can't remember. Do we cover the whole thing right away? I don't know. It's not a big deal. Well, I'll figure it out. The AT-AT pilots, which in this game are called Rebel pilots, or Imperial pilots. They're the AT, the white ones, the AT pilots. They didn't give us the TIE fighter pilots. They should have. Should have gave us everything, right? But no. Standard equipment: blaster pistol, thermal detonators, grenades. I appearance is R. R. I don't know what R means. Yeah. Only the strongest Imperial soldiers are put forward for training to become pilots of the terrifying all-terrain armor transports, aka AT-AT walkers. AT-AT pilots, who generally walk in pairs, consider themselves all-powerful. Really? I thought you want your strongest men on the field. I don't know. They have a reinforced helmet, a life support pack, which always looked like a camera to me, and an insulated jumpsuit with, they don't have gloves. No. They are not wearing gloves. They are called driving gauntlets. That is correct. Imperial AT-AT pilots wear driving gauntlets. So remember that. When you go out for the wintertime and equip yourself for the cold, and you're looking for gloves to fit you, don't ask the store clerk for gloves. Ask him for winter gauntlets. As far as the AT-ATs go, the giant AT-AT walkers march relentlessly across uneven battlegrounds, using their mighty laser cannons to wreak destruction on enemy forces below. Now, here's the thing that I have against the AT-AT walkers. While in the game, this game, in the Rise Against the Empire, I should say, the play set, it was stupid. You had to climb up you had to do this, do that, and the other thing. And then the spring would boing, and then you'd have to climb up the other leg, and I don't know. It was kind of, and then the battery cells, yeah, it was overkill. There was too much. Okay, they are heavily armored plated, which means your blasters will not phase it, and the blasters from speeders will not phase it, as is explained in West End Games' version of the Star Wars role-playing game, which I think is obsolete now, but that still holds true. The scale of weapons, they didn't make that up. That was something that was sort of established in the Star Wars universe. The weapons that they put on standard vehicles would not affect the hull plating of a walker. So what they had in the game, though, they had character scale, they had speeder scale, and did they have walker scale? I'm trying to think. It's been so long. They had fighter scale and capital scale. And a character scale weapon could damage a speeder scale hull and do less damage, but it could not affect a starfighter scale hull, and definitely a character weapon could not affect the capital. And it'd be on like a sliding chart. So the speeder scale weapon could potentially, I think there was a walker scale. A speeder scale weapon could affect I can't remember. Could potentially affect a walker. Certain ones, right? But it'd do less damage, right? But it could not affect a starfighter. A walker scale weapon could, and they should have made the Walker scale weapons a starfighter. I think I did that when I played the game. I just changed it because the Walker scale weapons should have been starfighter class and eliminate the Walker issue. I think that's what I did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But what I'm getting at is the hull rating and the blaster cannon rating they had different scales. So the armor plating on a four-legged Walker was too thick, and is explained in the movie, for the snow speeder cannons to penetrate. However, apparently, or supposedly, from what I understand, the X-Wing cannons could definitely do some damage to a Walker. And they said the X-Wings weren't ready yet because they were still having some trouble adapting them to the cold. That's why they didn't use the X-Wings to defend themselves on the assault on Hoth. They would have been great, but they were the underdogs, and they ended up using the snow speeders, and they couldn't do anything with the snow speeders until they had the idea, let's use the harpoon and tow cable, Luke and Dak, right? They were the only ones that I remember in the movie that did it. This is rich right here. You have to wait until your power goes out to use the magic wand, apparently. Luke and Dak were the only ones that used the tow cable. Well, Dak died, and he had to have Wedge help him. But they only did it once. It looked like they took 2 Walkers down, and that was it. I'm thinking off screen they had a little bit more success, even though they lost the battle. I mean, Vader was there. Did he kill General Veers? I don't remember. I know he killed Admiral Ozzel. He's as clumsy as he is stupid. Yeah, 2 AT-AT pilots. And then you had General Veers in his AT-AT. Where's he at? General Veers. I don't think Vader. I think he lived. Let's find out. If sometimes right here, you don't have an even spacing, so I'm trying to get every other one. So you have to double up on something, I believe. It's not that big of a deal. Just what am I going to double up? Am I going to double up on a thin block, or am I going to double up on the light fixture? Probably not double up on the light fixture, but on the block, and that was towards the wall. So General Veers, Homeworld, Denon. I don't know where Denon is. I never heard of Denon. Desperate to prove himself to Darth Vader, Veers heads the AT-AT regiment that successfully destroys the Rebel shield power generator, allowing Vader to land on Hoth. Imperial snowtroopers armed with heavy weapons. Wait a minute, what? Oh, Imperial snowtroopers armed with heavy weapons then infiltrate Echo Base with frightening speed. Come on, they weren't that fast. Trying to see what I was doing here. Yeah, they changed that back. You know, every time I theme all, it's going to change. Of course. See how hard it is to see where I'm going now because everything's enclosed. But it's doable, and then every time I exit Spark mode, I'm on top of the building. I don't know why I keep trying to fit that in there. Of course it's not going to fit. What am I doing? Do I just go with the square ones? I think that will make sense to me. Just use the Death Star corners. These. Yeah. He also says about General Veers, he's the mastermind behind the devastating Imperial assault on Echo Base, the Rebel Alliance base on Hoth. He commands the Empire's attack in person from within the cockpit of the lead AT-AT, codenamed Blizzard 1. Now, there's no way, from watching the movie, we would know that that AT-AT was codenamed anything, right? But apparently it was. Blizzard 1. Not sure if I fixed that here. But in order to get those gaps completely filled, we're going to have to utilize the entire... going to have to make the entire elevator shaft the square ones. That middle one, I believe we're going to turn that to Star-Lord's terrain. Alright, fill that in. No, 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 no. That's a no-no. Alright, that's better. Gonna have to double something up here. Now the snow trooper, extreme climate snow troopers, or extreme climate stormtroopers. Standard equipment, the E11 blaster rifle, light repeating blasters, and grenades. See also shock trooper. What does the shock trooper have to do with anything? Because they were members of the Coruscant Guard. Oh, they were there. They accompanied Palpatine when he went to get Vader from the lava. Mustafar. The shock troopers were also implemented before they brought in the Royal Guard in Star Wars Battlefront. The shock troopers were his guards, his personal guards. But the Stormtrooper version, not the Clone Trooper version. So I don't know what these have anything to do with the what these have to do with the Snow Troopers. So I don't know why it led me over to that page. Hopefully I can fit everything that I need to be, that I need to fit in these rooms. So I don't want to knock out walls. I guess in hindsight we would have used thin walls, but putting these in for the ceilings wouldn't have worked because, well, they would if I used path creators. I don't want to use path creators for everything. That's why I use the standard blocks for walls. The Empire modeled the Snow Troopers on Galactic Republic specialized clone Cold Assault Troopers who fought in the Clone Wars on frozen worlds such as Oro Plutonia. They have polarized snow goggles. And wait, guess what kind of boots they have? Rugged ice boots. They don't just have regular ice boots, they have rugged ice boots. Storage pouch. And an insulated belt cape to keep their butt warm. It was the first thing that got lost on my my original Kenner Snow Trooper. Was this cape. Either got lost or got ripped. So if I remember correctly, it was a thin plastic. They were deployed as part of General Veers' Blizzard Force at the Battle of Hoth. Snow troopers walk in tandem with AT-AT walkers to effect a massive strike. They defeat the forces of the Rebel Alliance and break into Echo Base. These specialized soldiers can survive for 2 weeks in extreme cold terrain on soup battery power alone. Wait, what? Oh, because the keeps them warm. Yeah, that makes more sense this way. Yeah, putting those blocks there. Snow troopers carry and set up deadly E-Web heavy repeating blasters in snowy terrain. Oh, that's just nice. I want to know how much damage those E-Webs can cause. If I remember correctly, they were just a speeder scale cannon. Could rip a person apart, of course. But their blasters are just as effective as the standard stormtroopers, so they should have been... The damage they deal should be the same damage as stormtroopers, the standard ones, but no. They had to program in Disney Infinity. They had to program them in Disney Infinity to do more. I can see where they get extra hit points though, because of the armor. Yeah, I know a lot of this is just doing walkthroughs, but you got to do it. You gotta do your walkthrough periodically. Once you get to a certain point, especially when you put the ceilings in, you know. You have to convince yourself that the toy box you make is great. Now, don't lie to yourself. Like, I have a problem with this door, and I'm trying to make myself think that I can live with it. I don't know why I was hitting the Falcon. I think I was mad because I couldn't maneuver it out the door perfectly. It's not the Falcon's fault that I was bad. Alright, we gotta make the doors open up wider, and I think I'm yawning because I gotta get to bed. So as soon as I'm done with this audio, that's what I'm doing. Any other? Let's talk about the TIE Fighter pilot, right? So we talked about the AT-AT pilot. Alright, TIE Fighters. Get this. TIE targeting systems and flight controls are superior to anything available to Rebel fighters. Which makes sense, right? But when you play Disney Infinity and Control or Battlefront, those things are hard to move or maneuver because they're so fast. Oh, back on the topic of the AT-AT walkers, I meant to say this. The X-Wings can't take down an AT-AT walker in Battlefront. I've shot that thing with proton torpedoes, which should blow that thing to smithereens. And Walker Assault. Same with the A-Wing. Nope. But they're waiting for Y-Wings. We can't pilot the Y-Wings, so they made the Y-Wings like the godsend. It's like angels are here sent from God to destroy the walkers in the form of Y-Wings. I don't remember Y-Wings being so special. Otherwise, why did Luke pilot the a Y-Wing? Yeah, they had more guns on them, and they had a two-seater. They were two-seaters, I believe. But what? Where are they getting this info? I don't know. I thought they had proton torpedoes, or did they have concussion missiles? I forget. No, they had proton torpedoes. Well, actually, they could be fitted. They mentioned that in A New Hope. They've been fitted for proton torpedoes, so they could actually have any of their spaceships whatever, for concussion missiles or proton torpedoes. Depending on what the mission required, so they can be adapted. But anyway, yeah. I thought the TIE Fighters don't have that much armor. And they definitely do not have shields, and they do not have hyperdrive. Sorry, Lego Star Wars, you're wrong. They have no hyperdrive and no proton torpedo capability. But Vader's TIE had a hyperdrive. And the reason they did that was, one, to cut costs, and two, you don't want your military going rogue on you. Do you? No. AWOL. TIE Fighter pilots form an elite group within the Imperial Navy. These black-suited pilots are conditioned to be entirely dedicated to the mission and to destroying their targets, even if this causes their own deaths. Well, they sure couldn't pilot in a cave. The Empire keeps TIE Fighter pilots on a constant state of alert so that they are ready for battle at any time. TIE Fighter pilots wear reinforced flight helmets with breather tubes connected to a life support pack. Pilots rely on their self-contained flight suits to stay alive in their ships while they're in space. So we are nearing the end of this episode. And this is the rear hangar, of course, with the best door, because it's the big door. And here's Vader, and remember, keep on building. Follow me on Twitter. Check me out on Facebook. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, smash that like button. And guess what? There's even more. Click on any of these boxes to view more awesome stuff. And don't forget to click that big subscribe button so you can be notified of all my upcoming videos. And again, I want to thank you for watching. This has been That Brown Bat signing off. CIAO.